So if you want to have something done, you need to come up with a way how to make them interested. Well,
Stop paying them.
and again, I didn't say that.
What kind of face would you do for Adler?
I can't say that. Ask people what you need.
Of course.
To say no, but never say no. Always say no and offer a solution.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Info Matters podcast with Intelligence.
Podcast, Info Matters. Only joking. Go on.
Episode something,
We don't know. We don't
season
know.
2. And this is actually episode 110.
That's
so,
all?
yes, and I'm here today with the one and only Danny Bonian.
I was going to say I was waiting for him to introduce someone else. Welcome to Info Matters podcast to all of you new,
Nice
old,
hat.
middle-aged. And it's a new hat every week. New hat every week. As you know, we're sponsored by and powered by Intelligence, which I think they're looking for a senior business analyst. Do I know what it is? No. But if you're interested in applying, have a look in the box below or in the description. mail@infomatterspodcast.com. Ring the bell, like and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the topics, you want to get in touch with us on the show, or you want to come on the show, just drop us a line in the box below. Adler, we've got an interesting guest this week. A wonderful female guest, and we're going to be discussing... What are we discussing this week?
Yes, so we are here today with Margarita Raskina. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Correct,
Pizza!
yes.
Thanks for coming on the show, darling.
Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you here.
And do we
Very
know
welcome.
Margarita? I've known Margarita for 15 years. It's about that long we've known each other.
I was 15 when we
I
met.
say
15 when you met? You were working way too young. Slavery!
Yeah, we know
Yes,
each other for
so-
probably 10 years.
That must
10
have been
years.
that must have been illegal at that age,
It
starting
was.
to work. Yes, and I think everybody should know Margarita. Margarita has extensive experience in project management, mainly
Yeah.
very solid background in different industries, in logistics, in pharmaceuticals.
Oh, the glasses are coming
and
off.
all
You're in
kinds-
trouble
yeah.
now. Chicken!
So
Oh, the glasses. Hang
So
on a minute.
maybe-
Thing
maybe
is, if I
just-
do that, I can't see anything.
yeah, the camera is here.
So tell us a bit about yourself.
Exactly.
We know you. Let the audience know you. Why you're here. You'd like to talk about
Project management.
good stuff.
So I am a senior project manager working in the pharmaceutical company.
We've all
I'm
done
not
it.
supposed
We've all
to-
done it. I think we're all doing
Oh,
it.
okay.
No, you
Okay.
got out of it, didn't
I
you,
got
Adler?
out of it. Yes,
You got out. All that
I-
he's rainbowed all that money to you. Get out!
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am also a Scrum Master.
Saving and
newly.
improving
Oh, you're
lives.
Scrum?
Yes.
Ah, come and join us. I really need one.
No.
Okay. It's only 14 hours a day. You don't get a lunch break.
This is not a job interview, by the way.
This is not a job interview.
Why not? Why not?
Because
Like
I'm
and
very
subscribe. I'll get you a job.
Because I very much like the place I'm working at.
That's fair enough.
Saving and improving lives.
Exactly.
Happy to.
Well,
do
I
that.
know
In
that
IT.
In IT.
in IT.
Yes.
Well, I know that when we worked together a long time ago at a logistics company, and you're always, personality amazing, very talkative, very helpful, fuck all to do with me, and so I know that's something you're passionate about is people, directing people, getting people to work together.
That's correct. So.
Oh shit! Before you carry on,
Yes.
Uh-oh.
you get.
Oh.
This is the last in stock. This is the Intelligence Zero Trough Safety Bath toy.
I didn't get one of those. Don't touch the boobies.
That's what I wanted to touch.
That's it. Yeah. They are neatly located on the right area, but
Yeah.
it's gender friendly.
Eyes up there. Eyes up there.
It's
Yeah.
gender friendly.
Thank you. Eyes up here.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Go on then. So give us an intro. Why you like working with people and directing people in that way.
I actually like and care about people. I'm a project manager, I'm a Scrum Master, and I'm also a resource manager.
So I do. I'm doing it now.
Yeah. Anyways, I just got to project management many years ago. I think it was in DHL, by the way.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I stayed, and I grew. I achieved a lot of things.
Tell us a bit about Scrum Mastering, because everybody, when we started out, you've probably done it as well. The methodology was Prince 2.
Right.
Then everything went agile, which is about as agile as my underpants. What exactly does the Scrum Master do? Just for the not just for the audience, but for me as well. I need one.
Many companies are going through transformation, and now it's a trend to to be a product-oriented company.
Right.
I would say in certain cases it's definitely a huge benefit, but it's something very different than people were used to before. And when we've been going through transfer, our team was one of the first ones trying that, and it was a little bit challenging. Because it was something very different, what people were not used to, and there was a lot of confusion.
And why is it? What's the difference between Prince 2 methodology and
Waterfall
an
and Agile?
Waterfall. That's the word.
Look, I believe that the best way to manage project is to use a common sense and use the best out of every
Okay, for those of you out there that don't know what common sense is, Google it, because there's a lack of it these days.
Yes, I'm really glad somebody professional in that field said it.
Common sense.
When I say it, people say you don't know project management. I'm like, it's common sense. There are different methodologies. You can get inspired, applied with your common sense in your field, in your.
It's like going for a work dinner and there's no budget. That's not common sense.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah.
So you're
Anyways, so Agile is now it's using a lot of tools which you were not using before, right? So what I've been using before was a classic Excel tracker, which is probably not what all people prefer, but it worked the best for us.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have to use Jira, right? So we're working with Jira.
Confluence and shit.
And now the responsibility is being
Kanban tables and stuff.
Exactly. So you have two types, right? You can go in sprints and you can have a Kanban board. So my team is using Kanban board.
Kanban, yeah. So you're moving from a backlog
a
into
little
a willing.
stickers,
Yeah, gotcha. It's isn't it? Professionalism. Get to my age and use stickers. You're doing that today, Bob. I know what you mean.
So we're more professional, so we're actually.
Thank God somebody is. Yeah, thank God somebody is.
Yes.
But the point is that it's moving a lot of responsibilities being moved to engineers themselves, and now they have to actually think properly and try to separate tasks and create stories, and they need to create those stories themselves, and those stories need to be up to date, and they need to create new ones and so on. So it was a little bit challenging to make people use this.
So you're making
way.
people more accountable.
Correct.
Whereas in a project you're accountable.
Correct.
We're accountable. Okay, gotcha.
Before it was if engineers forget, I always double check with them, I always chase them and so on. Now you actually need to think more. So every morning you need to open your task, your stories, and you need to check what you're supposed to work on.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's more responsibility to being shifted to engineers.
Gotcha.
It was different.
Change is never accepted very well, though, is it?
I am avoiding words, very well.
Oh, don't worry, I'll take the winks, and then either myself or Adam will give you the word for it.
I'm saying
Blink twice.
It was
common sense, change.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was different.
Right.
People were interested, but it was more work for them. So you had to convince them how to accept it.
So that's the biggest challenge is they're getting accountable for their work. Okay.
And this is what I learned is like, you can have expectations and you can say things like that's your work, you're supposed to do that, but it never works. So if you want to have something done, you need to come up with a way how to make them interested. Well,
stop paying them.
And again, I didn't say that.
Danny, I'm skin.
Yeah.
You didn't use your Kanban this morning.
Yeah.
Look, I did what I think I do best, and I made a show out of it.
Good. You're a showgirl.
Yes.
Get some.
So
The questions could get different now, Adler.
Yeah.
Your next question might be a bit different.
Yes. Exactly.
Chicken.
That's all, folks.
The lights are dim.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do, I decided to make it fun.
Okay, cool.
I pulled guys in. It was a game. I came up with characters. We had a Grinch guy, and he was a nasty guy who was, chasing the engineers who were not updating their stories correctly. And then we have a guy who was stealing time. So if you report too long on your story, so I was like to the screen, and there's guys stealing the time. And then I created the filter on our board, which is called a nasty list, this is it collects all the not a list, it's collecting all the stories which are missing components or which are missing the points, the story points, right? So what I decided to do, I decided to make it fun. I pulled guys in. It was a game. I came up with characters. We had a Grinch guy, and he was a nasty guy who was, chasing the engineers who were not updating their stories correctly. And then we have a guy who was stealing time. So if you report too long on your story, so I was like to the screen, and there's guys stealing the time. And then I created the filter on our board, which is called a nasty list, it collects all the stories which are missing components or which are missing the points, the story points, right? So all of that was like fun, and I added smiley faces on those filters to everyone, and I had a huge team, and team was like,
there you go.
you know, and you had to separate. So
Yep.
it was operations team, then our core team, then some other team, right? And you need to separate guys. So every team had different smiley faces, and you know, this
What
is
kind of
how-
face would you do for Adler?
I can't say that.
Look, he's just a cutie.
Yeah,
Exactly.
probably the little aubergine face, just emoji. Yeah.
A roller skates with an ice cream. Oh, why I said that.
Anyways, and guys were having fun, and
That's cool.
So this is really interesting. Did you come up? Did you come
Sorry,
up with all of
you got me
this
there.
by yourself, or what was your inspiration with this whole
That's
coming
how I
up
am.
with it?
That's how I am. This
So-
is how I
So
work.
you created all this from
Yeah.
within your own head, like you didn't have any
Yeah.
handbook or anything that you
No.
didn't see it anywhere else. So
No.
that's like original, your material.
Get down
That's
with
great.
pizza, page 2.
Yeah.
I just look. It didn't.
So you're
happen.
you're making it fun by engaging them with humour, basically.
Correct. It didn't happen all at once. So it was always, you know, it's, for example, creating this naughty list. It was an idea of one
Yeah.
of my engineers, and I added the devil faces to that. You know, so it's more fun. By the way, I was googling if it's even okay to say naughty list, and then I got blocked for.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it's not Craig's list, or is it Grig's list, or whatever that list is in the States?
What do
Yeah.
you mean you got blocked?
Because I was checking if it's the thing you can use at
Yeah.
work, right?
Really?
And I was
like,
like
a
googling.
terminology,
list.
yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it's a trigger for our system.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Aha.
So it's like you're not supposed to.
I use some pretty strong words in work,
Yeah,
but I'm
we
not
know.
allowed to Google it. It immediately goes, your machine goes, fuck
Yeah.
off.
As long as it's within the environment, nobody cares. You don't.
Everything
Google
goes
it.
blue.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I've done it again.
But well, anyways, and everything was like coming. It had happen immediately. But and then we had like I don't know, we have a Christmas sessions, right? And I have like this little hats, and I always have student working with me, and she
Right.
always has some costume, and people love it.
I'm going to come and see your project.
Yeah, I told you, come join us.
Did you ever share that practice with anybody else, with other project managers or with other managers who can use this and try see if it works for them as well, or is it something that you just kept to yourself?
Well, I'm
as a
very
secret
proud to
tool?
share. So, you know, I think that upper management, they know, and I spoke about this a couple of times. So this is something which we are happy to share, and if people are open to that, then why not?
So your team are more involved now, so they're more proactively going about their
They
tasks.
love it.
Brilliant, because I mean, as you know, I can't see my screen, and there's
Mhm.
all these questions, and we were talking about them before, and it's like bollocks. And I suppose the only one thing from there is, so you know, you get the teams on side, you've made it more fun. Now the agile system of working works, Jira's working with your Kanban boards.
Mhm.
Does that help you solve challenges with your team now? Do they get more proactive in, you know, in these sprints to say, instead of, okay, I've done my tasks,
Mhm.
I'm good, I've got a smiley face. Do they also proactively help the rest of the team to go, look, we can assist you with that and that kind of
I'm
work
very
ethic?
lucky. I'm very lucky with the team. And I can see that. So I'm not saying that they are proactively getting involved in things which they're not supposed to get involved, but everyone is keeping this little piece of knowledge, and whenever someone is in trouble, they're very happy to.
He did
just-
it. You're late, Danny. No, I'm not. He did it.
to step in
There's an
and to
emoji
help
for it.
out.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because you have very interesting experiences in managing people and also very extensive experiences in managing projects, right?
Mhm.
From my perspective, these two are two different worlds.
Yes.
Managing projects is very different world than managing people.
Yeah.
How do you describe that difference, and how do you approach these two in your way?
So we don't do everything in Scrum, right? So we actually still use the standard way of managing certain projects, and there I am way more tough because team is smaller, and people know they are assigned directly to their responsibilities. They know what they're supposed to do, and their game is a little bit different. And there is way more responsibility. It's way more aggressive.
Mm.
And one of my project is called Cloud Server Traffic Optimization. We are now, we're approaching into the cutover, which will not allow any exclusions to any applications, which
Yep.
a couple of thousands, right? And we do the most aggressive communication you can think of. We constantly chase people. We constantly annoy people. We are making pop-up notifications. We are making notifications in Teams. We are making notifications in emails. We are sending IT news. We are reaching out directly to application owners. There's so much.
You send ransom notes, like pictures of "We've got your kids."
Look,
I have to use that during
I
the day.
told them, I said, I think it will be bigger success if we use a picture of cute puppies kissing, people like that. People no, they said no.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Anyway,
I'm
so
doing something very similar at the moment. I've got 150 projects, and the projects I've had 7 months.
Do they know they can hire other people for that as well?
Yeah. That's kind of the output at the moment, and it's wall, head, bang.
Wow.
But I mean, my team's fabulous.
Yeah.
We used, we're all in sprints. There's sprints every day. The sprints what we're doing, but it's not my team. It's the business that's requiring it that's not doing it, and that's the difficult thing, because I can't govern how the business does their business. I can advise, and they cannot listen, and that's the biggest challenge.
Because that's the challenge with project managers, that you don't directly manage the people. They have their own managers, but you manage the project that they need to deliver.
Yeah.
And I think that's the challenge, how to kind of come between that authoritative approach, and as well as way to, just like you said earlier, that you need to make them interested to want to do this, because they don't report to you, basically, and then this is the challenge that I feel like, between being a people manager and say do this, and whatever way you have, or being a project manager, we need to do this, and how you have the approach to handle this difference.
Yeah, how do you combine them? How do you combine the two?
Look, it always depends.
I had to, I'm sorry. It's the first one I've touched.
I need to touch the second one now.
Oh.
Thank you.
It's a good job this goes out to a professional audience.
Anyways, you always need to think who you are talking to. So
Yeah, of
if you are describing business, so they're more senior people, right? So the only approach I would say is report properly, communicate better, make sure that you are outlining things that if you don't do this will
won't happen. Yeah.
Is make sure as many people as you can think of are aware.
Right.
So and then it's not up to you. You did everything you could. When you are dealing with people who, like with a team, right? So not with the management. Well, if I do always meet someone who's a little bit more difficult to
Always,
work with.
yeah, you always get one.
Again,
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a nice
least
person. I
one.
hold
Yeah.
to.
Who is it?
Yes.
Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob's the show's guest. He doesn't exist.
You always deal with people, especially people who are not your core team and they are being assigned to projects. Sometimes it's a little bit more challenging. Look, my approach is address everything directly. So what I believe is a big success in managing people is make sure that you appreciate and point out every successful thing they deliver. They
Majorly
achieve.
important, yeah.
Again, I'm making fun. Gold stars, right? So good job.
Makes
gold star.
it's,
you know,
yeah.
and then someone is just like not delivering exactly as they promised. Like, remember the gold star I gave you? I'm taking this
Taking
one
it back.
and just again make a game out of it. But if someone,
Gamification, yes.
if someone, however, is not doing as they promised, and you see the problem, so okay, 1 week maybe they didn't deliver as
Call
they
them out,
promised. Fine. Kinda okay if it's not something urgent, but second week, be very direct. Make sure that they know you're unhappy. And I never address this directly because I don't want to offend the person, but I always start asking questions. It's never your fault.
Yeah.
Let me try to find out what the issue is. So, I'm sure you're very busy. Maybe I should talk to the person who assigned you to this project. Maybe they didn't think about your allocation if you don't have enough capacity, So it's never that person's fault, but you make sure that he feels.
So you need to speak to them on a level you can identify where the challenge is, where the problem is,
Yes.
and support them.
Yes.
Essentially.
And if it's actually them not.
And if it is them,
delivering.
you can help them to understand that.
You don't say that directly, but they know.
You make them understand that if
Yeah.
it's something with them, you don't tell them that it's you, but you make them understand that it's
Yeah.
them. Okay.
That's
I mean,
correct.
I had an example today where we're in maybe back-to-back calls. It's non-stop. And my team's fabulous, and I know you watch it, so shout out. And you keep seeing the same names pop up, and I'm like, and then there's emails going around the back. I'm not included, and I say on all the calls, all the sprints, all the weeklies, is I need to know where my team is because I need them to be accountable for what's going on. And if you're emailing around the houses and I don't know, and something goes wrong, then you want me to be accountable for it. So my team's fabulous. Again, shout out to them that if they're being approached on Teams or by email and I'm not in on it, they'll come to me direct and say, Danny, can we deal with this? Then I can shout out the business and the management saying, please don't, what's it called? Ring fence my team into a corner, not ring fence, railroad my team. And they all come to me now. And it's, I shout them out when they're being appreciated. The business comes to me with emails saying, these guys are amazing. So I make sure that they know about it and they get these rewards and stuff in HCL, whereas you get, I think, a sandwich as a thank you.
Really?
Yeah, you get a sandwich. I don't know what they get, to be honest. It might be
we
surfing
have
lessons.
Inspire points.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's way more
Something
than
like
just
that.
a sandwich.
Yeah, I get fuck all, but yeah, so they get
Just
virtual
a
sandwich.
kudos, any form of a kudos, any form of a
Which I think goes
appreciation.
as far as you can get. Always throw, thanks and
Yes.
gratitude to your team members. I get
Yeah,
an
that's-
out, but I get the shine at the end of the day when the project goes through.
Yeah.
That's what they say: praise publicly and criticize
100%.
privately.
Yeah.
Because when you just make sure that they are appreciated, it could be monetary, it could be just a matter of a handshake, it could be anything that just they know that if they do a good job, they're appreciated. I think that's what they value.
And you also have to bear it in mind people's, how diverse people are, the skills that they've got. And do you find that's an important aspect of understanding your team's
Yes.
skills and needs
Yes.
in doing so?
So everyone is very different. I believe that you should be connected to people you work with. I'm trying to build a relationship with every engineer we have in our team.
Yeah.
With someone, it's
There's
more
a lot of
open.
relationships.
A nice professional relationship.
That's where the couch came in before. That's an inside joke to all of you out there.
Please cut that out. No, it's not.
You might want to
inside.
like and subscribe though.
Look, everyone knows what couch means, so please cut that out.
No, it's a different couch.
It's a different couch.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
your one.
canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dirty grey one out there. I'll have a word with the producer.
Yeah.
Look, but what I'm saying is, for example, someone is writing is like, I will not attend today's call because I don't feel well, or my kid needs to go.
Sure.
Make sure you remember that. Make sure you check next day.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
Good point.
If you don't remember, take a note. It's little thing, but this is how you build a
Yeah, sure.
relationship.
Human interactions, yeah. It's not always
Exactly.
about job. It's also there's a person behind that job, and
Yes.
you need to make sure that you have those connections. I actually have a friend who is also a very
Wow.
good manager, and yeah, I mean,
Even you.
well, I mean, I'll call him friend. He doesn't know, but
Oh.
yeah, I just read about him online.
Googled him.
Yeah. Well, he
We're
said the
friends
same
now.
thing. He actually he said that he always has big teams that he manages, and he always has very close relationship with his people. And I said, how do you keep up with all of this? He said, I make notes. I make notes of their personal affairs and lives and things that they have, and I'll follow up. I say, hey, like I know this one has like 7 kids, so I ask about the kids. This one is going through a divorce. This one, I don't know, just whatever, had anything that, and I'll just show interest in their personal life, not just that come to work, do this, and go.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I say every Friday, I give my team with approval from management is that Friday afternoons, no meetings, we can catch up and chat. And they're in a different time zone, so people do take advantage when people are online still at 10:30 at the night. Not just me, but he's given a little back, and having coffee breaks with me. But bear in mind, I spend near enough 8, 10, 12 hours some days talking to these people non-stop. I talk to them more than my family, more than my partner, more than my dog.
Yeah,
Literally,
spend
they're family.
most of your awake time with them. Yeah.
Well, literally, yeah. And even my sleep time, you were 2 o'clock going, fucking Kanban!
Yeah. So speaking of private lives and personal connections and that, do you think, because your experience is primarily in IT project management, do you think that these experiences are limited to the world of IT, or do you think they're applicable to other industries and to other environments as well? Do you think you can apply it into, I don't know, to telecom or whatever, any other industry or anything else like farming or whatever? Or have you tried that?
I like that. Yeah.
I mean, farming,
Because project is a
not,
project,
but
right?
Yeah, of course it is.
You could even have
Of
projects
you
in your
have 5
personal
pigs
life.
there. How are you supposed to manage them? Kanban time.
Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to
No,
say.
but
is
if you're
that the
managing if you're
principles-
managing a huge production
Of
facility on a
course,
farm, it's
of
the same.
course.
the
For
same
example, I
thing,
don't know, if you have a restaurant, you can
Yeah.
still apply project management to your restaurant, right? It doesn't have to be an IT environment or any kind of a
Doesn't
course
have
not,
to.
no.
like a
Yeah.
I don't know, corporate environment. It could be any kind. It could be a bakery that you can apply this,
Correct.
right?
Well, I think with Margarita, the way you've been explaining it is you're taking a methodology, you're taking a way of work, you're applying it to your job role and the projects, but it's your personality, your compassion to do it right, but do it in a friendly, communicative, fun way that you've applied it.
That's
Yeah.
correct. I honestly, it doesn't make difference. It just I was not originally the IT person, so whatever I know now, I just had to learn.
So yeah, sure.
And if I would be doing same thing in some other company, which is not, actually I work in pharmaceutical company, so but this
Boom.
is IT, right? So,
Yeah.
but if
But
I've
IT
been
is
doing
IT. It
this-
doesn't matter what the company is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I had to do this in some other company and not in IT department. I think it doesn't matter.
Doesn't, no, it's
you
your
just
your
you just
approach.
learn what the project is about and just apply exactly the same ways as you deal with people. That's it.
Yeah, because people, part of it is the same in every industry,
Mm-hmm.
and I think every project has a certain elements that
Mm-hmm.
you just need to. You have the development, you have the delivery, you have the whatever
Mm-hmm.
aspects of it. That it doesn't matter what the end product is. It's
Yes.
still the same thing. It could be baking a bread, or it could be pharmaceutical medicine, or it could be anything else
Mm-hmm.
that you.
I get the feeling that Adler wants to be on a farm and make bread.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he's
that's-
basically he's feeding.
I'm planting it in your head.
He's feeding off of all of your
I'm
skills.
I'm
and he wants to
just-
set up a
working in a
farm.
bakery, and I'm
With
looking
fresh
for a
eggs.
project manager.
I'm just trying to understand why you try to get this knowledge from me. I'm not a farm girl, but
No. I just want the,
No, your
the
approach.
point.
It's
Yeah,
your
the point
approach.
is that this is not something limited to the world
Yes.
that you're in,
Yeah.
because your experience is primarily in IT, but it's not something that's limited to that environment. It could be applied to any, even in your personal life. I don't know. Do you apply your practices in your personal life?
Of course.
He's always playing golf.
Yeah, there you go.
Not there actually.
Waterfall.
But look, you need to deal with people, and you need to deal with people in real life as well. And I don't want to call them tricks, but things like
Yeah, yeah.
how whatever I use at work, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I use at home as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Plays golf at work as well.
Or at home.
I'm just taking the
you
plump.
can't do that.
Yeah, I
You
know,
can't
it's a
do that.
shame,
It's
isn't
not
it?
enough space.
No, you
I
have to get one of
tried.
those screens that you wallop the ball against.
Right.
Wallop the ball.
Actually, with a suggestion, I didn't tell you. I started and I managed the golf club in the company I work.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you
Every
go.
Wednesday.
So you get the trophy every Wednesday.
There is a golf club in your company.
Yeah. Another reason
Wow.
to come back.
I don't play
We're having
golf.
this conversation before that they used to work in the same company. Come
Yeah.
back.
Um,
So you were, I mean, when we were having the brief
Yeah.
before in the, in
bakery.
our rooftop restaurant, for info
like a very little bakery. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, it's like a little bakery. You were asking me if I knew someone, and I said yeah, and you just went, this person's amazing. He's my mentor. I used to look up to Ian Hill. You know him very well from the DHL days. Mentored me in a different way, his approach. So how's your mentor crafted the way you go about your business today?
He gives me really good advice sometimes.
There we go. Yeah.
And we're meeting once a month, and we're not talking exactly about work. I'm just asking about his experience in certain ways, and I'm sharing my thoughts on certain things and what he thinks, and I really like the guy.
Yeah.
And we used to work together a little bit.
Yeah, I used to work with him as well.
Yeah,
back
and then
in
he moved
many
to a
years
different
ago.
role, so we stopped working together. And then I had to have a mentor, and I reached out. He was like, "Yeah, I will be happy." It was nice.
If you want to give him a shout out, give him a shout out.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's not a secret, you can give me a shout out. We were just talking about public praising and that, so why not? If it's a mentor to both of you, and if you like
I
to.
don't know if he will feel comfortable. But his name starts from T. He knows.
I know who he is. I know who he is anyway. But yeah, you'll
Terry.
see. You'll secretly.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Terry.
Terry Mentor.
Old Bill Crumpet.
Yeah, Terry Mentor.
But,
Good job. Yeah.
Anyways, you know, he has a senior role, so I don't want to.
No, sure, no, totally
Right,
understand. It's just
but
how.
He's
and
a
how,
good guy.
You know, everybody needs someone like that. I mean, I work, you know, with my peers, and you know, there's myself and two other guys. Shout out to AJ Manu. Pretty similar age bracket. We have different skills, but we combine them, you know, to divide and conquer in what we're doing. And I learn from them loads, and they say they learn from me, which I find fucking amazing. But they do. And it's, you know, and I take bits from that every single day, you know, learning every single day, giving gratitude for that every single day. And, you know, to have someone who's a mentor, to ask questions, to ask advice, I think for, you know, even for the viewers out there, if you don't know something, or there is someone that you feel that you can't approach. Yeah, what was that?
And that's how
Google
he becomes
it.
your
Google
friend.
it. Google
If you
it.
don't know something, Google it.
No, but there's something now,
Use
you know.
Google Maps, by the way. It's brilliant.
Yeah, there's one for. Are we going to get? Should we ask? Are we going to get into this?
Whoever uses Google Map, like and subscribe.
No, it's very user unfriendly.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the
but
topic.
Yeah. Anyway, with mentoring, it's good to have one, and it's good to listen, and it's, you know, and it's good to give back, which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
Now here's one I'm going to throw at you, and it's and I hate it, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
And give us a strength of yours, and Ada's going to ask you for a weakness. It's horrible, isn't it?
No,
Someone did it to
I
me.
specifically ask you to go not like this very
We don't have to do
general
that then. Ada, you got a
ChatGPT questions.
Okay, so
I wanted to see your reaction. That's all.
So I'll ask another
I
another
just told
question.
you,
I know.
I deal with people.
I
That's my strength.
know.
And I'm a very impatient person. That's
Well, that's it. I know you, and I'm similar.
So let's maybe just stick to the learning theme. What in your past 15 years of experiences in IT project
25.
management? I don't. Yeah. Okay.
I was 5 when I started working.
That's it. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't want
It's
to
like
mention the
Benjamin.
illegal part where you were, underage.
Yes.
Couch.
But, yeah.
Margarita's like Benjamin Button.
Yes.
She's getting younger as she gets older.
Yeah, I
So-
was 98 when I
No,
started.
that's it. You looked a bit different.
I know.
So in your experience as a professional IT project manager, what are your most valuable learnings in that field?
How is that different question than from what he asked?
It's related to learning.
I knew he was going to say it.
Exactly. You know.
What is the most valuable?
Yeah.
Look, I
We're going to get beaten up now.
after
How
we finish.
long we got?
Um,
Luckily.
Actually, I absolutely love when there is a pushback. When I meet someone who has very different opinion than I
Nice.
have.
Yeah.
and
But does he do that just to you, or does he do that in front of other people?
just to me.
So
So
it's,
what is it that you
Yeah.
like about it? Is it the fact that it challenges you, or is it the fact that it makes you think in a different mindset? Or
Look, mostly when you are a manager and when you're reasonable, you make people do as you ask them, right, as you tell them, right? And then having someone with very different opinion than yours to push back and just to kind of manage you and show dominance, really nice.
and what's the result of those pushbacks? In the end, he does.
I was
what
gonna-
you say.
I was going to say, how does it end up?
Yeah.
Actually, often he is right. And it's not like I'm wrong. It's just very different
You're just doing
perspective.
the sadistic bit of it.
So that
And
makes
I
you
like
that
it.
makes you reflect and think about from a different
I'll give you an
perspective.
example. So we have been hiring. So I also have a person actually reporting to me. So I do this mentorship part. Please don't ask about that as well.
No problem.
And I asked him to be a second
Have you
I'm a
noticed?
project
I
manager.
mean, who shows this?
I asked him to be a second person to help me with the interviews because my perspective is just different than his. And what he was telling me, sharing with me, this is how I won't think about things. And this is why I like him so much, is just because he has very different perspective and very open to share it with me.
Well, that's needed. Otherwise, if you're just
Yes.
very like-minded,
Yeah,
you just agree.
This is why I also like my mentor. He also has this different perspective.
Right. Yeah.
So shout out to Mr. T and Mr. P.
Yes.
Again, stick them in the box below. If you win, you could be sent one of these. Let's what call it? We need to give it a name because
I can't say that on the camera.
No, you can't say on camera.
But you
Any
know
ideas
what
for a name?
you know the name.
This is Mrs. P and Mrs. T because he's got pink and on.
Okay, if you'd like to be funnier than either of the two people sat in this room with me, then come up with a name for this, and we'll announce the winner on the next show, and I'll send you one.
Okay.
You said it was the last one, by the way, so
it's the last of this batch. The different colours
just
next
ask
time.
them make more.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to go to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So another question that you might hate, you might not, because we keep going back to how young you started this, and I imagine that you have a very different perspective in your work and with your experience now than you had when you were very young. Mm-hmm. So what would you tell your younger self at the beginning of your journey when you started this activity, knowing what you know now?
Get out of bed, you bastard.
Actually, I used to go to the office every day.
I know, you were always in.
Fridays.
Yeah.
I was horrible. Anyways.
Good question.
Thank you, finally.
Oh.
So, nice. Oh, when it comes together.
A gold star to you and gold star to you.
Aubergine for you.
Actually, when I was in US, I brought stickers and I was putting it on.
Why not? I used to do that on desks when I'm migrating them, but you're doing it with humans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, the difference between me back then and me now is I learned how to say no in a very nice way, but just boundaries.
Very
more
important.
senior you are,
easier
it is to ask people what you need.
Of course.
To say no, but never say no. Always say no and offer a solution.
Yeah.
So,
because you find if you say no, you have to do it anyway. So you might as well come to an agreement of how to do it.
Within reason. You never criticize and you never say no unless you have
an alternative.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just I learned how to be quiet. I learned how to.
You're on the wrong show.
So just sometimes talk less and just say things. Let me check on that.
That's
let
key.
me find. Right. So language, obviously, how you talk, that's very different. Again, when you deal with people, right? So you need to be strong. So you might not think that no one trusts me, but I am very shy person and I'm very antisocial person, and I had to learn how to talk. So that's different now as well.
No, it's all of what you said, and we experience it every day. I mean, I got a request in today from this guy, Patrick Cho, and he's in New Jersey. So it's just before I was coming out to do the get on my private jet to come and pick you guys up.
Sure.
And a request came in through our one of our tools that we built, and I genuinely couldn't make head nor tails of it. There was no information there. So I reached out to him on Teams and just said, "What's this for?" Blah blah blah. And basically, it was he'd come through the wrong platform because his management had told him to do it. It's nothing that we provide. And I thought, well, let's go and find him a way to get it done. So I went to all the people I know in design and architecture and what have you, found a way, got it done, and I want a gold star now. And that was just by being, because I know, and it's nice that you know when you're stuck, like shit, I need to raise a ticket for this, but I don't know which group to assign it to. Who can I ask? And you just find that you never know. I might need labels printed in New Jersey, and he can help me out.
And look, this is where you use your people skills, because people remember you, they will help you.
That's true. It's very true.
It's extremely strong thing at work.
Yeah.
It's just building relationships.
Very true.
And especially it's just the people they work with everyone every day, and there are like 1,000 people they work with.
Yeah.
But you will ask if he's doing better, he will remember you.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I mean, I'm aware that we have to wrap it up. So your last word of advice for anybody out there who wants to be more successful in managing teams is just to follow exactly what you've given. Be compassionate.
Look, my suggestion is it's a challenging job. If you're not a people person, perhaps maybe do something else or learn that. But if you want to do this, and if you want to be successful, and if you want, the engineers from your team actually come to you and ask for advice and reach out and be open with you, you need to start caring So
Caring is sharing. Sharing is caring.
exactly. So you
One
know,
or the other.
No, wise word, one or the other. Wise
Yeah.
words.
Mm.
On that note, you can lead us out, Adler.
Bye.
Yeah, I knew it was that. Anyway, thanks, Margarita. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
so
on the
much
show.
for
Time
having me.
flies.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thanks
That
again
was
to
lovely.
Xtelligence.com, who powers Info Matters podcast. If you're interested in any of the details in the show, if you'd like to get in touch, you want to ask Margarita a question, or you find the way that Margarita has explained dealing with projects and different methodologies, and you'd like to reach out, just pop us a question in the box, and you can come on the show and ask us. So it's good night for me, and it's good night from them. Take
Good
care,
night.
everybody.
Thank you.
Remember, caring is sharing. Or it's the other
Yeah.
one. Just care. Bye.
Bye.